Hello, welcome to my channel once again. In the last couple of videos, we've been building .NET applications that have the ability to connect to a service bus queue, can send messages to a queue, can also receive messages from a queue. In this video, we are taking it a step further. I want to build a function application that will be able to connect to a queue. However, this time around, we are not sending messages to the queue from the function application. Neither are we directly receiving message from the queue. We are going to be simulating a real scenario that is similar to, so the application will be running, and anytime there is any change in the queue, it will send a trigger to the application and it will execute some operation on that trigger and then receive the message. The queue, remove the message from the queue. So that's basically what we are doing. And this is similar to, let's say you want to make a payment. You want to make a payment. The moment you click on pay now, um, that particular operation can send a message to a queue, and that message can contain details of that transaction, maybe the currency that you shows, the amount, or some kind of information. And those information can trigger a function within an enterprise application. And when that function is triggered, it will then perform some kind of operation in some storage account or some database. So even though we do not have a database here, but we are going to be acting on the message that triggers our function app, and we'll be dequeuing it as well. So by the time we do the practical, I believe it will be a lot clearer than the explanation. So let me share my screen. So the first thing you need to do is to create a function app. So this is my Visual Studio. What you just need to do is you come over here, you click on create a new project and choose function application. You click on function application. I already have one set up, but I will not be creating this, but I'll be stopping at some point. Then you give it a name. You can click on next. Then this is the important part. So you can choose the type of function. We've worked with a number of function applications that you have here. I remember we did Cosmos DB a while back. So this time around, you will navigate to service bus queue trigger is what you are going to be choosing. We spoke about topic in the last video. So, but in this case, we are working with queues. So this is what you are going to choose. Then for your connection string, you just give it any name for your connection string, because when you go to the app setting.json or the local setting.json rather, you are going to be imputing the connection string that you get from that you got from your Azure portal. One important thing to note is that if you click over here, you can see that the connection string must have send right. And the reason why it must have send right, even though what we are really doing here is for this particular default templated function is to listen. So even though we are essentially listening to what is happening in the queue so that there will be a trigger, but because we are going to be acting on that, we are also going to be acting on that message. So we are also going to be dequeuing. So that's why we also need to have both send right and also listen right as well. So that's basically it. I'll be closing this and I would be opening the one I already wrote. Because of our time, let me just work with the one I have. I will open it, and as soon as I'm done opening it, I would reshare. So it's opening. Let me share my screen now. So what I will do is, okay, so I believe you can see my screen. So I just use the default code, nothing really changed here. So once you click on the queue, and this will be what will be generated. This is the connection string name, and whatever name you have here, you must also have it in your you must have it here in this key value pair, and the value should be, this value was gotten from the Azure portal. You just paste it here. The same thing we did when you go to shared access signature and you generate a signature with listen and send, right? So that's basically it. I'll be running it now, but just before I run it, let me just show you. Let's go to okay, I think I can run. Okay, let's go to the portal first so we can confirm that there are no messages there before we go, before we come back to Visual Studio. So this is the queue that I'm working with. This is the queue that the shared access policy is connected to. And if I should come to over here, you can see we have both send and listen rights. And I just copied this primary connection string and slotted it into my local settings, local setting.json. Then if I should come over to the service bus, you can see that we have no message here. There are no messages here. Okay, the queue is empty. So what we are going to do now is let it be done loading. Then I will run. So let me go back to my Visual Studio. And what I'll be doing now is, I believe you can see my Visual Studio. I'll be running this application. So I need to share the output screen. So let me run it. Hopefully everything works well. So let me share the output screen. Yeah, so this is the output screen. So we are trying to have this function application to be listening. It's already connected to our queue in Azure, so it's listening now. You can see host lock list is acquired by instance ID. So it's listening now. So what I will do is take note that we do not have messages yet. I will now go, let me go to my Azure portal and I will add a message. So I'll come over here and I'll send a message. You can work with a plain message. So these are the kind of messages that will be sent when the analogy that I gave, someone wants to make a payment. So after you click, probably the currency, the amount, and some other information might be sent as part of this message. So let's say we want to do let me send the name of this channel, frankly, Ayo. Frankly, Ayo. So this is what we are sending. So let me just add YouTube in front. YouTube, frankly, Ayo. That's the message that we want to send. So we are sending this now. Yeah, so it's been sent. So what I will do now is let me go over to my output screen of the function that is listening, and you can see what we have here. It has executed that, the function app is executed, and there's a trigger. You can see the trigger, the message ID, sequence number. These are the broker properties that we've been talking about, and in fact, it even gave us the content of the message. You can see the YouTube fan clear here. So we can see the content of the message here. So now, what I will do is let's go back to the portal. Let's go back to the portal. Let's go back to the portal so that I want to show you how it's also dequeues. So if I should refresh, you can see that we do not have any message here. And the reason is because it has acted on the message. So if I should pick from start, there are no messages here. So it does not only stand in terms of listening, but it also acts on the message. It receives the message. So it has probably gone to some database and used the details in the message to perform some operation, or maybe a storage account, or maybe connects it to another function. So it can even be a part of an enterprise function, one function linking up to another. So there are many things that can happen with that message. So I believe we understand the flow, how it works. So that's it. So what we basically did in this video was we created a function. So rather than just creating applications, console applications that can send messages, that can receive messages, that can apply filters and things around that. This time around, we are creating a function app which can be a part of a broader enterprise application that can listen to changes in a queue. So whether there is a enqueue operation or a dequeue operation, it can listen to it, and based on the kind of message that is triggered by the function app, it does some additional operation, even though we are not doing some real additional operation here, but in the real sense, in the real business applications, that will be what will be happening. Okay, so we've come to the end of the video. If you find it helpful, if you find it educative, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. We still have another video on function app, something more elaborate, and before we leave service bus. So have a nice day.